What up, Crypto Warriors? It's Ultra Crypto back again. Today is Sunday, May 31st, 2020. I am confident that black people can use the next decade to at least consider using their powers for good instead of helping the same institutions that keep us enslaved. Coming from Bitcoin and Black America by Isaiah Jackson, aka Bitcoin Z on Twitter. With all the social unrest happening these days, you know, with the killing of another black man in Minneapolis, I found myself just needed to make a video about what's been happening and how it all relates to Bitcoin. So why is buying Bitcoin important? Let's get into it. I'm going to show you these a series of tweets that I liked or retweeted on Twitter or whatever, and they all have some kind of, if you break it down, you'll see how it all relates to why it's important to buy Bitcoin. I refuse to allow my girlfriend to get into Bitcoin, not because this community is incredibly toxic, but because it will lead her to financial independence and ultimately the end of the relationship. Not on my watch. So this is coming from somebody I follow on Twitter here, Crypto Charles, and I'm assuming that this is meant in jest because I just found it, you know, extremely funny. But if you take it another step, or if you take it a step further, you can see that that's exactly what's happening to the black communities, where we are dependent on the bank. We are dependent on this debt-based system. And the more we depend on them, the more they could keep us enslaved financially. So once we get into Bitcoin and we see what the system is really, right? Because Bitcoin is a rabbit hole. It's not even a rabbit hole. It's a friggin' black hole, and it doesn't end, right? Because once you get in, you want to learn more about saving. You want to learn about financial independence, financial sovereignty. You want to learn about what is money, how does money work, what is debt. And that's why I think Bitcoin, one of the reasons why I think Bitcoin is important. Here's another tweet coming from the author of Bitcoin and Black America at Bitcoin Z. All right, when you have a bully, it's only two ways to deal with them: violence or taking their money. I've dealt with two bullies in my life. One tried it with my brother. I beat his ass on the bus, violence. Another high school senior tried me when I was a freshman. I found his lunch code and ate off him for a week. He was too hungry to try anything. LOL. Right now we see a lot of social unrest, a lot of rioting, clashes with law enforcement. Why put yourself in that situation? Because a lot there are now reports, I should have had this up, seeing on Facebook, even here on Twitter, where they're saying that a lot of these quote unquote riots are started by people not even from within the communities where they're protesting. They're coming from out of state. And there's, you know, starting to say that it's a lot of white supremacists that are trying to start these riots to quote unquote start a race wars. You know, they march on the side of Black Lives Matter or march against the police or whatever the case is, just to incite more unrest and incite more violence. So why put yourself in that situation, right? My thing is, take your money out the system. The only way to truly change the system is to take your money, is financially. You got to take your money out the system. You have to. All right. Right now the government is the bully, so you can shoot back violence or bankrupt the system and buy Bitcoin. Plain and simple. Bitcoin is the most non-violent way of changing the system. And we're never going to see any significant change unless we take our money out of the system and show them that we are not dependent on them. We are not dependent on their loans to buy homes. We're not dependent on their credit cards to get us more in debt. We are not dependent on them to buy vehicles and things of that nature if we start dependent on ourselves. This is the real reason why they killed Martin Luther King, because he was getting poor people together to fight for more financial inclusion, and they didn't like that. Okay, this is from Max Kaiser, a tweet from Max Kaiser. Black America needs to load up on Bitcoin and buy their freedom unequivocally. Am I right? And he is right. I definitely agree with him. So this is why it's important to buy Bitcoin. This is why it's important to leave the system, so to speak. All right, it's a peaceful way of leaving the system and changing that system, because that system is corrupt. That system only leads to more indebtedness, more financial enslavement, and it doesn't care about you. The system doesn't care about you when they allow more people to get killed by racist law enforcement, and they continue to do it all the time, over and over and over and over again. And we're going to keep doing the same thing over again, marching, protesting, and rioting and things like that. Why do all that when you could just take your money out of the system and show them that you mean business? The only way to show them that you mean business is financially. That's what they respect. They respect the quote unquote almighty dollar. So if you take your dollars out of their system, okay, then they won't have the means to keep abusing you or abusing us. We did it in the past with the Montgomery bus boycott back in 1955, and this is how it affected that system. One way it disrupted the circular flow of the economy is that it prevented the city from gaining money from the public transportation. This was done because African Americans were the main people doing the boycott, and 75% of the people who rode the buses were African American. So we've done it in the past. We've disrupted a whole economy by boycotting it, and we can do it again. We could disrupt this whole nation peacefully, all right, no violence needed, just by buying Bitcoin, just by taking your money out of the banks, taking your money out of the stock market, taking your money out of your 401k, everything, putting it all in Bitcoin, showing them that you don't want to be a part of their system. And I guarantee you, we will get the level of respect that we deserve. All right. And here are two more articles just showing you the buying power of black people. This one is from Fortune, Race Ahead. A Nielsen report puts black buying power at $1.2 trillion. Let that sink in for a minute. If we take our money out of the system, they're going to have to start respecting us. We have to start taking our money out of the system. That's how we affect change that affects us. Next, this is from Nielsen itself. African American spending power demands that marketers show more love and support for black culture. At 47.8 million strong and a buying power that's on par with many countries' gross domestic products, African Americans continue to outpace spending nationally. We spend too much damn money. We spend our money buying the things that they market to us, or in this case, they're showing that they're not even really marketing to us, because they know that we love to spend money on luxury goods. So instead of spending all that money on buying all these luxury items, we have to just stop. If even just for a week, just stop spending our monies and showing that we're the ones that's really carrying this economy. I bet you they'll start respecting us. And I bet you we can have some real effect in the change that we want to see. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hashtag buy Bitcoin. And yeah, let me know. Am I crazy for thinking this way? Or am I onto something? Let me know. And share this video. Like this video. Hit that subscribe button. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.